Today's UU of the week was a Black woman of faith who, working alongside her husband, sought to educate and give liberal religion to the South. Mary J. Jordan, born Mary J. Davis, was born in Clinton, North Carolina in 1865 to Simon and Ann Davis. From an early age, Mary saw education and faith as her life's work. She attended her local elementary and high schools, and then she went on to study at the University of Raleigh. Mary graduated in 1884. After graduation, she returned to her hometown of Clinton and began to teach school. In 1892, Mary met and married the love of her life and former UU of the week, Joseph Fletcher Jordan. We remember that at the time, Joseph was an African Methodist Episcopal minister, albeit a reluctant one. Together, they ministered to their community and taught in the local schools. They had 2 daughters that they loved very much and were also loved by their community. Now, remember when I said that Joseph was a reluctant minister? Well, he loved ministering to people, but he and Mary kept running into theological problems. The fire and brimstone of Southern churches didn't mesh with their views of an all-loving God. For a while, they even gave up their ministry and moved to Durham. All that changed, though, when they heard Quillen Shin, the traveling Universalist minister, preach for the very first time. Now, as the story goes, when they heard Reverend Shin preach, Joseph turned to Mary and whispered, "That's what I am." Mary, in turn, said, "Make it too." They began to meet with Reverend Shin and took on a new life as Universalist missionaries and teachers. In 1904, they went to Suffolk, Virginia, to take over the church and school that Thomas E. Wise had left. Now, to say Universalism was unpopular in Suffolk is an understatement. Everyone in the community, from the Black newspapers to other ministers, derided their ministry in the Universalist church. None of this bothered Mary, however. She encouraged her husband and children to put their faith in God and work hard for others. They had very little resources, but continued to run excellent schools for the underserved children in their community. Over time, the school began to receive community support. Mary insisted on a rigorous curriculum and the teaching of life skills for the children. They wanted the children to be both academically rigorously engaged and morally and spiritually fulfilled. The school began to operate 7 days a week. Their daughters, Annie and Martha, also worked at the school. The school became a success with hundreds of children enrolled. It was important to Mary that the children feel seen and loved at school. Mary and Joseph made special effort to get to know each family and each child. By 1911, the school had served over 1,400 students in their time. All students on Fridays received religious education instruction based on Universalist values and principles. They were changing the lives of each child and each family that invested in them with their beautiful, bright minds. Unfortunately, Mary did not have a long life. In 1916, she contracted pneumonia and died at the age of 51. Her funeral was so large, their Universalist church couldn't accommodate it. They had to hold the service at the Baptist church in town. It was probably the very first time Universalism was preached from that pulpit. Mary's work in the world changed the lives and spirits of generations of Black children in Virginia. Thank you for once again joining us for UU of the Week. To find out more information about UU of the Week, visit our website, uuoftheweek.org.